The whole aspect, or rather the concept of environment, came to me in the 1980s. During that time, there was a lot of concern about the environment around us, realizing that if the pollution that we are accumulating all around us is going to cause our planet to end up being sick if we don't find a way to arrest that downward slope. So I felt that in the meantime, our internal environment is also becoming increasingly polluted and needs to be addressed. And in that way, we can arrest a lot of the health deterioration that is going on all around us in our bodies and find ways to relieve us in that aspect. So in order to address the problem specifically, we developed a 3-phase program. That program came to us because at that time there was a lot of emphasis on colon cleansing. And colon cleansing addresses one issue within a toxic body. But there's also a further issue, and that is not only is our colon tend to be polluted, but the entire body may be toxic. And so we need, first of all, to bring the toxicity out of the body into the colon. And after we cleanse the colon, we want to bring a restoration. So the 3 phases together seem necessary in order to do a complete detox and a complete environmental cleansing. The first phase is relatively easy and relatively simple because a person is simply taking pouches of tablet morning and evening. And it includes the nutrients you need and all the elements to activate the detoxicity. The second phase is somewhat more of an interesting challenge for some people. We refer to it as a liquid diet, meaning that we prefer that during that time the person does not take in solid foods. There's a specific reason for that, and that is that we don't want the system to have to be encumbered with food, rather to be able to focus specifically on the accumulated debris which needs to be brought out of the colon. It's actually not that difficult because the fiber in the program gives a sense of fullness and a sense of having appetite satisfied. So people usually have very little problem with it, and it simply flows beautifully. And the results become quite obvious, which is very encouraging, and a person can go through that part of the program without any particular difficulty. The first phase, usually there's very little noticeable results. Sometimes people have mild headaches, and of course the reason for that is that there's a lot of toxicity being moved. But that's not anything to be concerned about. It's during the latter part of the second phase that results become more obvious. When a person begins to pass stools that are unrecognizable, or may even pass creatures that may be moving or functioning, as we've had different reports. But the whole idea is whatever has been accumulated and whatever is, you might say, living inside of us needs to be brought out. And the results are actually not simply visual, but also in the whole health returns. People who've had difficulty in various elements of their health find that suddenly the body is now able to do a restorative work. Our body is always trying to heal itself, but the reason it cannot do so many times is because it's overloaded with toxicity, and there is a lot of challenges that it needs to meet rather than take care of its own health. So once the body is clean, the immune system can focus on bringing healing and restoration to any parts of the system that have been depleted or have been diseased. So remarkably, people find they believe this was a cure for this or that. It's not actually a cure. The body is working to cure itself, but in this case, after it has been relieved of the toxic burden, it is able to do its job and bring back good health and restoration, which is what we were created for, and that's what our body is meant to be and how it works in its natural form. Many times I have people say, well, do you think I could benefit from the program? I'm reasonably healthy. I say anyone who lives in our present environment and in our present society can definitely benefit from the program. My wife Janet and I have taken the program for over 20 years, usually twice a year, sometimes oftener, and we believe we are a testament of the results. We eat well and we take general supplementation, but the results have now become clear. At this stage, both of us in our 80th year, we have health, we have vigor, we have absolutely no medication, and we say a lot of it has to do with keeping a good, healthy internal environment and keep regularly cleansing. So certainly we recommend it, not just for people whose health is broken down, but to maintain good health. So this program is to regain or to maintain good health, so therefore it's good for everyone. When I consider how often to take the program, I think a lot of my great aunt, who was a home care midwife, and she always said, you need spring and fall house cleaning. So for everyone, I would recommend certainly taking the program twice a year. However, when a person has conditions which indicate high level of toxicity, they may wish to take the program once, and then in a matter of a month or about 6 weeks, they may want to take it again, and in this way they will have a much deeper and much thorough cleansing, and the results will be much more significant, because it's very hard to get a high load of toxicity out on one round. So take it a number of times. Eventually, as you come to good health, to maintain it, take it twice a year. While passing through the program, there is a possibility that the person may have minor headaches, which is simply an indication that the body is detoxifying. Another possible problem some people may have is their bowels may become too free, too loose. In that case, there is a laxative tablet within the program referred to as Cascara Sagrada. That can be removed, but only in the cases where the bowels are too free. And at the same time, we do want to move all the debris forth. So that's not a frequent problem, but if it is, that can certainly be remedied by removing the Cascara Sagrada. Other than that, the results have been very, very positive with very minor, if any, complications. It is really quite amazing that this program has been on the scene for many years, and yet it stands out as one of the most effective three-phase programs available. In fact, we've had many people who have come to us and said they've tried this and that, and they've tried different new or modern programs, assuming it would be something new and updated. But they've come back to this particular program recognizing there's really nothing on the market they've been able to find that so carefully addresses these three areas and allows this to bring back health and restoration beyond anything that they've been able to find. And those who use it really are the evidence and the proof that this is still the most outstanding available program on the market today.